was in Mississippi not too long ago, and the folk in Mississippi asked me one question. I normally don't talk like this, but they asked, what the hell is wrong with y'all in North Carolina? Seriously. I was there down there with Marilyn Evers, the widow of Medgar Evers. And people said, we used to look up to North Carolina. That North Carolina was our hope in the South. And now our per pupil experience is lower than Mississippi. Why would you attack teachers? My father was a teacher. He helped integrate schools here. My mother's 80 years old, still working in public school. Why would you attack teachers who are critical to the development of our children and our society? Why would you cut their money, and then once everybody starts marching, now you want to try to fix a little bit of it? Why would you even take $10 million of public money and try to give it to private schools that have no accountability when the state constitution says tax money can only be used for public schools? Why would you run on a campaign that you're going to cut taxes and fool people and say, we're going to cut your taxes, but then when you get in office, you raise taxes on 89% of North Carolinians so you can give 11% of the richest North Carolinians a tax break, knowing that this transfer to the top will never trickle down has never worked, and knowing that what they have done, if it is not undone, over the next 10 years will cut $650 million from our budget that will not be there to use for education, economic development, and infrastructure. Why? Why would you weaken environmental regulation? Knowing that we have more, for instance, coal ash ponds in North Carolina than any other state. And now we've had the third worst spill in the nation's history in Dan River with Duke Energy. And then it comes out that the governor and the others kind of slapped them on the wrist early on. And now we've got 39 tons of sludge poured into the river. And we know that sludge has arsenic in it, and cadmium in it, and chromium in it, and lead in it, and mercury in it, and cesium in it. And the EPA has found that people close to coal ash ponds pose a 1 to 50% risk of cancer, 2,000 times higher than the EPA's regulation target. That living near a coal ash pond is more dangerous than smoking a whole pack of cigarettes a day. Why would you do this when you know we only have one environment? You can't create another environment. Oh, God made it. This is all we have. And why would you use your power to lessen regulation and take the risk of hurting everybody? And when that coal ash gets in the water and you drink the water, it doesn't care if you're black, doesn't care if you're white, doesn't care if you're young, doesn't care if you're old, doesn't care if you're rich, doesn't care if you're wealthy. Arsenic kills, period. It's mighty low.
On February 2nd, one of Duke Energy's coal ash ponds burst, dumping 39,000 tons of toxic sludge into the Dan River, coating the riverbed for 70 miles downstream. Duke Energy did not notify the public for over 24 hours. That's not right. Governor McCrory's administration worked hand in glove with Duke Energy to prevent North Carolinians from holding Duke Energy accountable. Shame, McCrory. There is a federal grand jury criminal investigation underway. But we, the public, we, the people, we have to ask, why did McCrory not stand with North Carolina? Okay, we got a lot of good answers out in the crowd. He worked for Duke Energy for over 28 years, okay? He used to be the mayor of Charlotte, where Duke Energy is based. He received over $300 $100,000 in campaign contributions from Duke Energy in his 2008 and 2012 races for governor. Now let's get really specific. $300,000 from Duke Energy, and you are able to lead on this question about this disaster? He is a Duke Energy shareholder, but he refuses to disclose how much corporate stock he owns in Duke Energy. Shame, McCrory. When I say, hey McCrory, say come clean. Hey McCrory. Hey McCrory. It's time to come clean. All we know is that he is profiting off of the destruction of our state, the state that he made a sacred oath to protect. Now, coal ash is poison. It's full of toxic pollutants. It's full of mercury, chromium, selenium, lead, arsenic, boron. All of these things put together in this awful cocktail have neurological, cardiological, reproductive impacts on our bodies, especially children, especially pregnant women. Now, living near a coal ash dump is more dangerous than smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. Now, Duke Energy knows this, right? The science on this is readily available to all. But where does Duke Energy choose to put its coal ash dumps? Okay? Yes. Now, children who are particularly susceptible to asthma, developmental disabilities, impaired bone growth from exposure to coal ash, there are over 1.8 million of these kids living near coal ash dumps across our country. They are targeting people of color communities. 1 in 4 residents who were living near the Dan River power station where this dump happened are people of color. 1 in 4 residents within 2 miles of the Dan River disaster. 60% of those residing within 2 miles of coal ash dumps in Stokes County, New Hanover County, Robeson County are people of color. So we see this pattern across the state, and there are 50 of these dumps across the state, 1 to every 2 counties in our state, targeting people of color and poor people. Okay, let's talk about poor people. 70% of these coal ash dumps are located in areas where the household income is below the national median. Those are the same people who have less access to health care, yes? Yes. Less access to education? Yes. And voting? Yes. Oh, they have got a whole plan mapped out here. So we call today, McCrory, come clean. McCrory, it's time for clean energy, environmental justice, and a brighter future for all North Carolinians. Will you say it for me? It's time for clean energy. It's time for clean energy. It's time for environmental justice. It's time for environmental justice. And it's time for a brighter future for all North Carolinians. It's time for a brighter future for all North